This book you're seeing right here is just about 200 pages. 200 pages. And the funny thing is that there's a possibility it's going to take me over a month for me to finish reading this book. And the irony is that my daughter, Darasimi, will read this book in a day or 2 days. She's going to finish this book in a day. If I give this book to Darasimi today, she will finish it within a day or max in 2 days. It's strange. It's actually strange for a 40-year-old man. You know, it's actually strange because you find out that your 9-year-old daughter is a much faster reader than yourself. And then, I've been asking myself, this question, that how come she reads so fast and I read so slowly? I don't get. Seriously, I don't get. Because the funny thing is that it's not that she reads and rushes the book and she doesn't know what the book is talking about. No, that's not the case. She will read it within 2 days and she will tell you exactly everything in the book. And for me, to be able to tell you everything in this book, like really tell you everything in this book, I would have to read it at least, if I'm very serious about it, maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That's if I'm very fast, in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not sure I know why. But that's not even why I'm here today. I'm here to ask you how many books you've read from January till now, and why you need to read books. Why you need to read books. Why you need to read books. I'm sure you will have heard it time and again. Different people say, you need to read this, be a reader is a leader, blah, 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 and so on. And that's actually the truth. A reader is a leader. Someone who doesn't read can never lead. In the true sense of it. In the true sense of it. In the true sense of it. So for me, I'm a very slow reader. I wish I could read as fast as my daughter can read. Like I told you, this book, she's going to read it in a day or 2 days maximum. This book here, she will read it in a day or maximum 2 days. But for me, the fastest I'm sure I can read this book will probably be in 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. So I wish I was a faster reader, but yeah, that's me. I read very slowly and take my time to digest everything I read in the book, line by line, word after word. And when I get to chapter 2, I try to link chapter 2 with chapter 1, just for me to have a very good understanding of what the book is actually talking about. So that's how I read personally. So for you, how do you read? Do you even read in the first place? Do you read in the first place? Do you even read in the first place? I'm sure it took the person who wrote this book, it didn't take him anything maybe less than 6 months or a year for him to write this book. And this book is a compilation of all the things that the author has learned over his lifetime. So the author, I think, is a professor. Yeah. He's learned quite a lot over his lifetime. Probably the last 20, 30, 40 years, he's learned quite a lot. Around sales, around marketing, around building a business, innovation, entrepreneurship, and so on. So he's learned quite a lot over his lifetime. And all this knowledge that he's gathered over his lifetime, he has put it in just like a 200-page book. Can you imagine? It tells us that this book is a wealth of knowledge itself. And any book itself, any book is usually any academic, educational book that you find on any topic is actually a wealth of knowledge. Because all the experiences that the author got over a period of 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you can tap into it in just a couple of weeks or in just a couple of days. So I call a book a compressed knowledge. When you compress an entire years of knowledge into a few pages of books, then you know that there's quite a lot of treasure when you read a book. Reading is very, very beneficial to your health, to my health, because it opens you up to a different dimension. It opens you up to, like, for example, now, I never did sales and marketing in school, but this book is about how brands grow. So it's just a book on marketing and so on. So I never read marketing in school, but picking up this book will expose me to the world of marketing. So things I never learned in the past, I can learn it now by the reason of this book. And I can share the experience of the author. I can share from his experience, from his wealth of knowledge, and so on. And that's why reading books are very, very important and very key to self-development, to building up yourself. So if you want to build up yourself, you want to become a better person, then you need to read books. You need to read books. You need to read books. So you need to read books. So books compress time and it compresses knowledge. It compresses time and it compresses knowledge. That's what books does. If you are able to eat the books, you are able to get all that you need from it. What it took the author 10 years to acquire, you can acquire that same thing within weeks. Yeah. Compresses time, compresses knowledge into pages of paper and hardcover, as you've seen. If you want to read like 10 books a month, well, that's up to you. I know my daughter can read can read probably maybe 20 books a month. But for me, 1 book a month is all I need. Just 1 book for 1 month. 1 book for 1 month. And that's why I'm usually very careful and very selective of the kind of books I read. I don't just read any books because I know my time is precious. I know it's going to take me a while, maybe a month, to fully digest and understand what is written in the book itself. So that's why I try to read 1 book in a month. So you need to also include that into your own routine. You want to improve yourself. You want to improve your capacity. Yeah, you need to read books. You need to read books. The more you read, the more you build your capacity. Okay, and the more capacity you have, the better you're able to solve problems. Because before you can solve a problem, before you can provide solution to a problem, you'll need to build up your capacity to solve that particular problem or challenge. So if you have capacity and you've built up the capacity, then you will be able to solve problems when they come. But if you have not built your capacity, when problem comes, you're just going to look at it as big problems, as something that you can never overcome. But if you've built capacity, you will be able to break down the problem, break it down, and solve it one at a time. Solve it one at a time. And that's what books exposes you to. Ensure you go to a library today. Get a book for yourself, get a book for your kids, for your daughter, for your children. Read, share your experience, build capacity, and be a better person. Happy World Book Day to my friends and family. See you some other time. Bye.